Chosen one, this is not a coincidence. If you're watching this right now, it means you are being called to something greater, something powerful that is about to unfold in your life. God is speaking to you in this moment. It's time to prepare, because the test is here. The waiting season is over. The time has come to move from wishing to receiving. The very things you've been praying for, hoping for, and waiting on are no longer just dreams. They are moving into your reality faster than you can imagine. You are shifting, spiritually, energetically, and mentally in a way that will leave you in awe. But here's the thing, you have to make a decision right now. Are you ready to answer the call? Are you ready to embrace the powerful transformation that's about to take place in your life? This isn't just about a mindset shift. This is it. This is your time to step into your destiny. And God has already paved the way for you. I'm about to share something that will change everything for you. But you have to commit. You have to make it through this message. If you truly are a chosen one, you'll stay until the end because deep down, you know this message is for you. If you're ready to receive your blessings, to walk boldly into your future, to see things fall into place at a miraculous rate, keep watching. But before we dive in, take a moment, hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 60,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 99. This number will send a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying the energy of this moment. Remember, your spirit knows that this is for you. Let's get into it because what's coming next will transform your life in ways you never expected. The time has come. God is calling you, chosen one, to prepare for the ultimate test. This isn't just any test, but the defining moment of your life. The journey ahead may seem daunting, but know this, it's the path to your transformation. You have been prepared for this moment in ways you may not fully understand yet. But the signs are here, and it's time to listen. God has seen your struggles. He has seen your triumphs. He has counted every tear, every sacrifice, every silent battle you have fought. And now, He is asking you to take one final step toward greatness, a step that requires unwavering faith and strength. The world may feel like it's shifting around you. You might feel the weight of what's coming. The challenges ahead will test your courage, your endurance, and your trust in God. But listen to me, God is not sending you on this journey to fail. He believes in you. He has equipped you, and that belief is powerful. There is no turning back now. This is the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to step into your purpose with boldness, with assurance, knowing that no matter how difficult the path may seem, you will emerge victorious. The preparation is not about physical strength. It's about spiritual readiness. Your heart, your mind, and your soul must be in alignment with the calling ahead. You have to be ready to face the unimaginable because what lies ahead is unlike anything you've ever experienced before. This is the time to prepare, the time to answer the call, the time to say yes. Faith, courage, a heart willing to fight for the purpose that God has set before you. There are no more delays. The time has come for you to face the final test. This is not a moment that can be put off any longer. And there are no second chances. God is calling you to stand firm, to rise, to answer with a resounding yes. The preparation is complete, and now, it's time to act. The test before you will be tough, but it is the final hurdle before the extraordinary transformation that awaits you. In the past, you may have wondered, when will my moment come? You may have questioned, am I truly ready? The truth is, you were always ready. God has been preparing you every step of the way. And now, it's time to put everything you've learned into practice. It's easy to be distracted by doubts and fears. It's easy to listen to the voices telling you that you are not strong enough, not capable enough, not ready. But chosen one, hear me. You are ready. God has equipped you with everything you need to pass this test. The moment is here, and it's time for you to take the step forward. No matter what. Yes, you might face obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. Yes, your faith will be tested. Yes, the world will try to pull you in different directions. But this test is about standing your ground. It's about proving to yourself and to the world that you are unshakable in your trust and belief in God. There's no turning back. Act now. This is your moment. The time to act is now. What lies ahead is beyond anything you can imagine. The challenges will come in ways you never expected. You will face opposition from those who doubt you, those who mock you, even those who once stood by your side. People you trusted may turn their backs on you. You might even feel physically drained, spiritually attacked, but don't let it surprise you. These challenges are part of the test. They are signs that you are on the right path. Your endurance will be pushed to its limits. There will be moments when it feels like everything is falling apart. Moments when the weight of it all feels unbearable. But listen to me. These challenges are not meant to break you. They are meant to strengthen you. Each trial you face is a building block for the transformation that is coming. And as the opposition grows, so does your power to overcome. You must embrace these challenges as part of the journey, and trust that God is with you every step of the way. These unimaginable challenges will test not just your physical and emotional endurance, but your spiritual resolve. The pressure will be intense. But chosen one, remember this. God has called you because He knows you have the strength to succeed. Trust in the process, even when it feels impossible. Keep your eyes on the prize, on the new beginning that is waiting for you. A transformation that will not only change your life, but the lives of those around you. This is the crucial test. The one you've been preparing for your entire life. You've faced hardships, setbacks, challenges, but none of them compared to what's ahead. Because this is not just a test of strength. This is not just a test of willpower. This is a test of character and faith. The road ahead is uncertain. But one thing is certain: God is guiding you. This test will reshape you, refine you, mold you into the person you were meant to be. The transformation ahead is not just about external success. It's about an inner revolution, a spiritual rebirth, a shift that will empower you to live out your purpose with clarity and conviction. The challenges you face will strip away everything that doesn't serve you, leaving only the essence of who you truly are. And though this process may be uncomfortable, it is necessary for your growth. Chosen one, this is your moment. Your transformation is happening. But first, you must answer the call. Yes or no? You feel it in your spirit, don't you? The weight of this moment. The undeniable pull towards something greater. Something beyond your understanding. It is not just a feeling. It is a divine summons. The heavens have been waiting for your answer. And now, you stand at the crossroads of destiny. There is no turning back. There is no middle ground. This is the final test. And the only question that remains is, will you say yes? The enemy wants you to hesitate. He wants you to be paralyzed by fear, to drown in doubt, to second-guess everything God has placed in your heart. He knows what happens if you step forward. He knows the power that is about to be unleashed in your life. And so, he attacks. The whispers of discouragement, the unexpected betrayals, the setbacks that seem designed to break you. It is all part of his desperate attempt to stop what God has already ordained. But he cannot stop what has already been written. God has been preparing you for this. Every hardship, every sleepless night, every moment when you thought you wouldn't make it, He was there. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1:5. He saw your struggles before they even began. And He equipped you with everything you need to overcome. Chosen one, you must understand, this is not just about you. Your obedience, your decision, your willingness to step into the calling is not just for your own breakthrough. It is for generations. It is for those who are waiting on the other side of your faith. When Esther was chosen to stand before the king, it was not just about her. It was about saving an entire people. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this? Esther chapter 4.14. This is your moment. This is your time. You were chosen for such a time as this. The final test is here. But do not be mistaken. This test is not about proving yourself to God. He already knows your heart. He already knows your strength. This test is about revealing yourself to you. It is about stepping into the truth of who you were always meant to be. The greatest battles are always fought in the mind. The war is not just in the external challenges. It is in the internal voices telling you that you are not ready, that you are not worthy, that you are not enough. But those are lies. Lies designed to keep you from stepping into the fullness of your destiny. God does not call the perfect. He calls the willing. Moses doubted his ability to lead. Gideon questioned his own strength. Peter sank when he tried to walk on water. And yet, God still used them. He did not call them because they were the strongest, the smartest, or the most qualified. He called them because they were chosen. And so are you. The distractions will come. The enemy will try to sway you with temporary pleasures, with offers that seem too good to resist. He will dangle wealth before you. He will send people into your life who seem like blessings but are actually disguised distractions. He will create situations designed to pull you away from your purpose. But you must remain vigilant. Jesus was tempted in the wilderness after fasting for 40 days. The devil came to him, offering food, power, and a way out. But Jesus did not waver. He knew that the temporary satisfaction of the enemy's offer could never compare to the eternal glory of fulfilling God's will. And neither can yours. Be careful. Be discerning. Not every opportunity is from God. Not every person who enters your life is meant to stay. Some are sent to test you. Some are sent to tempt you. Some are sent to see if you will trade your calling for comfort. But do not be deceived. You know the truth. God's blessings come without sorrow. The blessing of the Lord brings wealth, without painful toil for it. Proverbs chapter 10.22, if it is from Him, it will bring peace, not confusion. It will bring clarity, not chaos. It will align with His word, not contradict it. The enemy wants to tire you out before the breakthrough. He wants you to feel overwhelmed, exhausted, ready to give up, because he knows what happens if you keep going. He knows that on the other side of this test is something that will shake the very foundations of hell. You are not just fighting for yourself. You are fighting for your destiny, for your future family, for the people you will impact, for the souls that will be saved through your obedience. The weight of this calling is heavy, but you were built to carry it. This is why the battle has been so intense. This is why you have felt the pressure unlike ever before. Because the greater the calling, the greater the opposition. But take heart, because victory is already yours. You, dear children, are from God and have overcome them. Because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. 1 John chapter 4.4. The enemy is not stronger than you. He is not greater than you. He is terrified of you. That is why the attacks have been relentless. That is why you have been feeling the weight of spiritual warfare. Because you are closer than ever to the breakthrough that will change everything. But you must pass this final test. This test is about trust. It is about faith. It is about obedience. It is about stepping out, even when you cannot see the full picture. God does not require you to have all the answers. He only requires you to say yes. Yes to His will. Yes to His timing. Yes to the unknown. Yes to the calling. This is not the time to shrink back. This is not the time to doubt. This is not the time to give in to fear. This is the time to rise. What God is about to do in your life will not be small. It will not be ordinary. It will not be something that can be explained by human understanding. It will be supernatural. It will be divine. It will be a testimony to His power. But you must make the decision. You cannot waver between two opinions. You cannot say you trust God but still hold on to the safety of what is comfortable. You cannot walk in faith and fear at the same time. You must choose. Elijah stood before the people and said, "How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow Him, but if Baal is God, follow him." 1 Kings chapter 18.21. That is the question before you now. How long will you hesitate? How long will you wait? The time for indecision is over. The moment of action is now. There is no more delay. The door will not stay open forever. If you do not move now, you will look back on this moment with regret. You will wonder what could have been if only you had stepped forward. But that is not your portion. You were not created to live in regret. You were created to move in faith. You were created to be bold, to be courageous, to walk in the authority God has given you. The heavens are watching. The angels are waiting. The world is about to see what happens when a chosen one finally says yes. So, what will you do? Yes or no? The choice is yours. You already know the answer. Deep down, in the depths of your soul, you know that this message is for you. This is not a coincidence. This is not random. This is divine alignment. Everything in your life has led to this very moment. And now the choice is in your hands. Yes or no? You feel the weight of it, don't you? The tension between faith and fear. The battle between destiny and delay. The struggle between stepping forward and staying where it's safe. But chosen one, hear this. There is no more time for hesitation. No more time for second guessing. No more time for waiting. This is it. What you are facing right now is not just a test. It is the test. The one that determines whether you step into the fullness of your calling or remain stuck in cycles of waiting. And the truth is, the waiting is over. The doors that once seemed closed are now wide open. But if you don't step through them, they will close again. The enemy wants you to believe you have more time. He wants you to believe that tomorrow is guaranteed. That you can make the decision later. But that is a lie. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. Hebrews chapter 3.15. This is the moment. Look around. Can you feel the shift? The spiritual realm is stirring. The atmosphere is thick with change. You are on the edge of something supernatural. Something so powerful that even the enemy himself is terrified of what happens if you say yes. That's why the attacks have been relentless. That's why you've been feeling pressure from every side. That's why everything seems to be shaking. It's because you are so close. But close is not enough. You must cross the threshold. You must step forward. You must say yes. This is where most people turn back. This is the moment where the enemy convinces them that the price is too high, that the risk is too great, that the uncertainty is too much to bear. But you are not most people. You are chosen, and the chosen do not turn back. Jesus didn't turn back when he faced the cross. Moses didn't turn back when he stood before the Red Sea. David didn't turn back when he faced Goliath. And you cannot turn back now. This moment is about faith. Not faith in what you can see. Not faith in what makes sense. But faith in what God has promised. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews chapter 11.1. It won't make sense. It won't feel easy. But it will be worth it. Chosen one, you were never meant to live an ordinary life. You were never meant to blend in, to settle, to shrink yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You were called to stand out, to rise, to lead, to walk in power. That is why the warfare has been so intense. The greater the calling, the greater the opposition. The enemy does not fight those who are no threat. He fights those who carry the power to shift generations. And that is who you are. But you must make the decision. This is the test, the final test before the breakthrough, the last obstacle before the promise. You have been prepared for this, refined for this, shaped for this. Everything you have endured was training. The pain was not pointless. The waiting was not wasted. The heartbreak was not in vain. It was all leading to this. God has not forgotten you. He has not abandoned you. He has been orchestrating every detail, aligning every moment, setting everything in place for the exact time when you would be ready. And that time is now. Yes or no? You have come too far to turn back. You have sacrificed too much to give up now. You have fought too hard to quit before the victory. This is where everything shifts. This is where the promise is fulfilled. This is where you step into your destiny. But you have to choose. God is not going to force you. He has given you free will. He has placed life and death before you, blessing and cursing, and He is telling you to choose life. Deuteronomy chapter 30.19, but the choice is still yours. What will it be? Yes or no? This is the last moment of hesitation. The final second before everything changes. And once you say yes, there is no going back. Once you step forward, you can never return to who you used to be. Once you commit, the shift will be undeniable. That is why the enemy wants you to delay. He wants you to be paralyzed by fear. But fear is a liar. Fear is not from God. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy chapter 1.7. So what will you do? Yes or no? There is no more waiting. No more questioning. No more wondering if you're ready. You are ready. God would not bring you to this moment if He had not already equipped you for what is next. And what's next is bigger than you can imagine. Your obedience will open doors you never even knew existed. Your faith will unlock miracles that defy logic. Your yes will activate blessings that have been waiting for you since the beginning of time. But you must decide. This is it. Yes or no? The heavens are watching. The angels are waiting. All of creation is holding its breath to see what you will do. What will it be? Yes or no? You already know the answer. The weight of it is pressing on your spirit right now. This is not a time for hesitation. This is not a moment for uncertainty. This is your defining hour. And every force in the universe, both good and evil, is watching to see what you will do. Yes or no? You can feel it, can't you? The energy of something shifting in the atmosphere. The weight of destiny knocking at your door. The urgency in your soul that refuses to be ignored. The moment you've been waiting for is no longer in the distance. It is here. Right now. And you must decide. The test is not about proving yourself to God. He already knows who you are. He already knows your strength. He already knows your heart. This test is about proving yourself to yourself. About stepping into the version of you that has always existed beneath the fear, the doubt, the hesitation, The person God created you to be. Chosen one. Listen carefully. The enemy has tried to convince you that you are not ready. That you need more time. That you need more preparation. That you need more confirmation. But that is a lie. You are not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. Moses thought he wasn't ready. He stood before God and said, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh?" Exodus chapter 3:11. But God didn't need Moses to feel ready. He needed him to obey. Gideon thought he wasn't ready. But Lord, how can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest. And I am the least in my family. Judges chapter 6:15. But God didn't need Gideon to be the strongest. He needed him to trust. And now, he is asking the same of you. To obey, to trust, to step forward, even when it doesn't make sense, even when you don't feel ready, even when everything in you wants to retreat to what is familiar. But chosen one, hear this. The familiar is not your future. The old season is over. The place where you once found comfort is now uncomfortable for a reason. God is shifting you, stretching you, calling you higher, and you must let go of what was to embrace what is coming. No more delays, no more excuses, no more waiting for the right time. This is the right time. The enemy knows it, too. That's why he's been attacking you so relentlessly. That's why the warfare has intensified. That's why you've been feeling the weight of opposition pressing against you like never before. Because he is afraid. Afraid of what happens when you say yes. Afraid of what happens when you step into your calling. Afraid of what happens when you finally realize who you are. And make no mistake, this is spiritual warfare. You are not just fighting against external circumstances. You are battling unseen forces that have been trying to keep you bound. But God has given you authority over every single one of them. See, I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. Luke chapter 10:19. You are not weak. You are not helpless. You are not at the mercy of your circumstances. You are anointed for this. You are equipped for this. You are chosen for this. And now, it is time to act. The hesitation must end. The back and forth must stop. The endless cycle of doubt must be broken. Because the longer you wait, the harder it will be. The longer you stay in indecision, the more ground the enemy takes. The longer you delay, the more opportunities pass you by. But not anymore. This is the moment of action. This is the moment of faith. This is the moment when everything changes. But you must decide, yes or no. The voices of doubt will get louder. The distractions will increase. The enemy will throw everything he can in your path to make you turn back. Because he knows, if you step forward now, there is nothing he can do to stop what God is about to release in your life. That is why you have been feeling the pressure so intensely. That is why the obstacles have seemed unrelenting. That is why people have walked away. Why things have felt like they are falling apart. Why nothing makes sense anymore. Because you are right there. You are standing at the very threshold of breakthrough. And all you have to do is walk through it. Chosen one, do not let this moment pass you by. Do not let fear rob you of your destiny. Do not let the lies of the enemy keep you bound to an old version of yourself that no longer serves you. The door is open, but you must step through it. And once you do, there is no turning back. Once you say yes, the transformation begins. Once you commit, the shift is set in motion. And nothing will be able to stop what God has planned for you. The time is now. Yes or no? The heavens are waiting. The angels are watching. Destiny is calling. What will it be? The moment of decision is here. The weight of it is pressing against you. The urgency of it is undeniable. You know this is not just another day. This is the day everything shifts. This is the day your spirit stands at the edge of something beyond anything you've ever experienced. The heavens are holding their breath. The angels are leaning in. The test is before you. And now, the only question that remains is, yes or no? You cannot stay in the in-between. You cannot wait for another sign. The signs have already been given. The visions, the confirmations, the divine nudges, they were never coincidences. They were divine messages, instructions, warnings. And now, the time has come to act. There is no safety in hesitation. There is no peace in delay. The longer you wait, the more ground the enemy takes. The more you hesitate, the more fear takes root. And fear is the enemy of faith. Fear paralyzes. Fear blinds. Fear silences. But faith moves. Faith sees. Faith speaks. This test was never about whether you had enough strength. It was never about whether you had enough wisdom. It was never about whether you felt qualified. It was always about whether you would trust. God does not need your perfection. He does not need your clarity. He does not even need your confidence. He needs your yes, just a step forward, just the willingness to surrender, to believe, to trust that what is ahead is greater than what is behind. The enemy has tried to convince you that you are not ready, that you need more time, that you need to see the full picture before you move. But that is not how faith works. We walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians chapter 5.7. You will not see the whole picture before you step out. You will not understand everything before you move forward. That is the nature of obedience. Moses did not see the Red Sea part before he stretched out his staff. The water only moved after his act of faith. Exodus chapter 14.21. Peter did not see the water hold him before he stepped out of the boat. The miracle only happened after his feet touched the sea. Matthew chapter 14.29. The walls of Jericho did not fall before the march. They fell after the obedience. Joshua chapter 6.20. And so it is with you. You must step first. You must say yes before you see how everything unfolds. You must move forward even when you don't feel ready. Because, chosen one, if you are waiting to feel ready, you will never move. You are not called to comfort. You are not called to convenience. You are called to destiny. And destiny always requires a level of discomfort. Every chosen one before you has walked this path. Every single person in the Bible who was called by God had a moment where they had to decide yes or no. Abraham had to decide whether to leave everything he knew for a land God had promised but not yet shown him. Genesis chapter 12.1. Esther had to decide whether to risk her life by approaching the king for the sake of her people. Esther chapter 4.16. Paul had to decide whether to abandon his old life and embrace the calling of Christ. Acts 9.6. And now, you have to decide. The enemy will try to distract you. He will try to send voices of doubt. He will try to make you question what you already know in your spirit is true. He will use people, situations, even your own thoughts to try to convince you to delay. But do not be deceived. The distractions are proof of how close you are. The opposition is confirmation that you are on the verge of something life-changing. The fear is a sign that you are stepping into something the enemy never wanted you to reach. The greater the calling, the greater the battle. That's why it has felt so intense. That's why the warfare has been relentless. That's why you have felt the weight of this season pressing down on you like never before. Because you are right there at the edge. Right there at the moment where everything shifts. Right there at the threshold of breakthrough. And now, you must cross over. Chosen one, this is not the time to waver. This is not the time to let fear win. This is not the time to shrink back into what is familiar. You did not come this far just to come this far. Everything that has happened in your life was leading to this. Every setback, every lesson, every test, every tear. Was all preparation. The pain was not pointless. The waiting was not wasted. The struggles were not without purpose. It was all leading to this decision. Yes or no. What is coming next is unlike anything you have ever experienced. The blessings, the open doors, the divine connections, the supernatural acceleration. Is all waiting for you on the other side of this yes. But you must decide. The time for waiting is over. The time for hesitation has passed. The time for doubting has come to an end. It is time to step forward. It is time to move in faith. It is time to take hold of the destiny that has been calling you since before you were born. The enemy has tried to keep you in cycles of delay. He has tried to convince you that you are not enough, that you are not worthy, that you are not capable. But God has already spoken. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm chapter 139.14. You are the head and not the tail. Deuteronomy chapter 28.13. You are more than a conqueror through Christ. Romans chapter 8.37. This is who you are. This is what you carry. This is what you were created for. And now, the heavens are waiting for your answer. Yes or no. This is it. The moment you will look back on years from now and realize that everything changed here. This is the moment where your future is shaped. This is the moment where your calling is activated. Will you step forward? Will you trust God? Will you say yes? Or will you let fear win? The choice is yours. Yes or no. The final moment is here. Everything has led to this. The signs, the confirmations, The battles, the breakthroughs, they were all preparing you for this. You can feel it in your spirit. The weight of the decision pressing against you. The tension between hesitation and surrender. The pull between faith and fear. The final question that heaven is asking. Yes or no? This is not just another decision. This is the decision. The one that will determine the course of your life. The one that will separate those who step into their calling from those who remain stuck in cycles of delay. The one that will open the door to everything God has been preparing you for. This is it. And you already know the answer. The enemy wants you to hesitate. He wants you to be paralyzed by uncertainty. He wants you to believe that you are not ready, not capable, not worthy. But that is a lie. If you weren't ready, you wouldn't be here. If you weren't capable, God wouldn't have chosen you. If you weren't worthy, you wouldn't feel the urgency of this moment pressing on your soul. You are ready. You are capable. You are chosen. But you must decide. The Bible says, faith without works is dead. James chapter 2.26, meaning knowing what you need to do is not enough. Feeling called is not enough. Even believing in God's promises is not enough. You must act. You must move. You must step out in faith even when you cannot see the full picture. This is the test. This is why the distractions have increased. This is why the warfare has intensified. This is why the weight of spiritual pressure has felt heavier than ever before. Because you are standing on the very edge of destiny. But standing on the edge is not enough. You must jump. Moses had to stretch his staff before the Red Sea parted. Exodus chapter 14.21. Peter had to step out of the boat before he walked on water. Matthew chapter 14.29. Abraham had to leave his homeland before he saw the promised land. Genesis chapter 12.1. And now, you must step forward before the breakthrough manifests. The enemy wants you to believe that you need to see the whole staircase before you take the first step. But that is not faith. Faith is taking the step before you see the path. Faith is trusting God's plan even when you don't understand it. Faith is saying yes even when fear tries to whisper no. Chosen one. The doors that are opening in this next season will not wait for hesitation. The opportunities, the divine alignments, the supernatural favor.it is all waiting for your obedience. But if you do not move now, you will miss it. God is merciful, but timing is everything. Noah could not build the ark after the flood began. The Israelites could not enter the promised land while clinging to Egypt. The disciples could not follow Jesus while staying in their old lives. And you cannot step into your destiny while holding on to your past. What God is calling you into is greater than anything you are leaving behind. But you must be willing to let go. Let go of fear. Let go of doubt. Let go of the version of you that was comfortable in delay. In hesitation. In waiting. That version of you is not who you are anymore. You have outgrown the old season. You have outgrown the old mindset. You have outgrown the old fears. That is why it has been feeling uncomfortable lately. That is why what once brought you peace no longer satisfies you. That is why you have felt the stirring in your spirit. The urgency that refuses to be ignored. It is because you were never meant to stay where you are. You are called to more. You are destined for greater. You are chosen to rise. And now, you must say yes. The world will tell you to wait until everything makes sense. But the world does not understand the ways of God. For my thoughts are not your thoughts. Neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. Isaiah chapter 55.8, His ways are higher. His plans are bigger. His timing is divine. And right now, He is calling you forward. This is not a small moment. This is not just another choice. This is the moment. The angels are waiting. The heavens are watching. Destiny is calling. And all that remains is your answer. Yes or no. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your destiny. No more hesitation. No more fear. No more delay. Yes or no. The decision is yours.